with our host, Mitchell S. Karnes. Mitchell, oh my gosh, the year's already flying by. We're very close to the releasing of your new book, and the cover's out too. And you got to go to your website. It's already up on your Facebook page and soon on the website. We're counting down the days, 6 days to release of The Cleansing, right?
Yeah. 22nd.
22nd. Can't believe it.
Yeah. And then we're working on the next one. So everything is just like jumbling up together. Last year flew by. This year is already flying by. Like you said, it's hard to believe it's the middle of January already.
Exactly. So let's talk about The Cleansing really quickly, and then we'll get into some where you're going to be for book signings and things like that nature. Okay.
The Cleansing is different from the others because this one has to do with a serial killer and with a connection to Abbey. And so it's a taunt to her as well as a challenge to her, and trying to find out the next person, the clues to it, and how to stop the killing while at the same time trying to find the killer.
And let's talk about serial killers, how you saw this is very popular, right? In writing this book.
Yeah, and it's a particular mindset. Someone who's a sociopath or a psychopath, they don't have the empathy. And so it makes it a challenge. And the way they feel is by feeling through others and looking at how they have the fear in their faces and all those things. And so they tie into that. And the trouble with it is to catch them, you have to get into their mind, which that's a dangerous thing to do. But you have to get in their mind to see why they're doing what they do and who might be next.
And this is it's a phenomenon in so many ways, serial killing. It's so popular. I wonder if you're one of the first Christian people in this murder mystery to bring a serial killer into a mix.
I would doubt it, but I haven't seen anything very popular to it.
Exactly. And your fans are different genres. So this is where you really see the serial killer thing to attract the non-Christian to read this book.
I'm hoping so, because I hope they tie into Abbey's story, and then they want to read from the beginning, which is Watergrave, and they go on through the least of these, and now The Cleansing, and then Abbey's Road comes next.
So tell me how you came up with the idea of a serial killer. What serial killer? Do you study any of these serial killers, or are you interested? Go ahead.
Yeah, and I think it's because watching Criminal Minds for so long and just watching how they tried to get into the mind of serial killer and build this profile. And so that's where I got into that, and who would do these things and how would they be connected to Abbey. And of course, you'll see someone from book 1 coming back into book 3. And that just builds with the whole growth of Abbey at the same time, the challenge, the PTSD, the triggers for her, and how she relates to the killer.
And so you really get into the PTSD mindset in some of these books.
Yeah, and that goes throughout because that's what Abbey deals with as everything triggers. And the overall theme of these 6 books is own the truth, or the truth will own you. And all of her life, she's let the truth own her, and she's kept to herself, and she didn't want to do anything in a personal nature or relationship natures because that makes her weak.
Where do you get the whole idea of deciding for her to have PTSD?
Just the backstory with her. Said her father was very abusive. He was a missionary and very strict, more of an Old Testament guy than a New Testament guy. And so it's the wrath of God versus the love of God. And when she was raped by someone that he considered to be a righteous man, she took the blame for it. He kicks her out of the home. And so she has to go through all that, surviving at the age of 14, living on the streets of Guatemala. And so all of that triggers that PTSD, what she went through, the whole challenge of not being believed, being disowned, being raped. And so she takes that out on God. She takes that out on the church. And then she goes to the army, and that structure and that safety of that situation builds into her. And so she transfers from there, from the MP school, into being a cop. And so now the cases are starting to trigger things that she was trying to push down for so long.
What is the reason you think she became a cop, even though the military got rid of a little bit of the PTSD?
Yeah, they dealt with it. It suppressed it, I would say, not really got rid of it. But she wanted to go the furthest from Guatemala. And so when I was doing my research, there's a base in Germany that's a military police base. And so you've gone to someone who was outside the law for all of these 4 years. Now she's gone to the law to protect herself, to build that wall, and she likes that control, just the control of time, the control of situations. And so she goes into being a cop, and now she's into the homicide. And so the structure is what she thought made everything safe, but it doesn't. It just keeps it in check.
Oh, it in so many ways, and the triggers and that conversation, how hard it is. And I see in the books, right, when things trigger her, how she reacts to them.
Yeah, and there's a dual imagery symbolism that I use, because the showers, if you've read books 1, 2, you understand how the showers are a negative thing for her, but it's also a way for her to symbolically feel like she's cleaning herself because she feels so tainted and dirty from that past.
And that's tough. Yeah, it definitely is. And the serial killer, I'm sure, brings up a lot.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So what do you think the serial killer reminds you of? I'm sure you said you're more into the Criminal Minds thing versus some of these other serial killers that are the most popular. But did you put somebody together in this serial killer's name to look at specifically their killings and stuff? Go ahead.
In a way. In another way, I just went with people that I've been in ministry with that take things to the extreme literally. And they, in their minds, they really believe they're doing the right thing, even if it means hurting people, even if it means running them off of the church. But they believe what they're doing is correct. And so that's the battle I have here. You have Abbey at that stage where she's starting to accept that there are good people in the church, that there are people that live the love of Jesus. And then you have the serial killer who is a religious fanatic. And the cleansing, they think that's doing the right thing and what God would want. And so now it butts up against Abbey, what she's growing through.
And this is a powerful story. You think you finally are hitting it in the third one in a way to really get people more and more to understand Abbey, but understand the mind of a serial killer.
Oh, yeah. It's a hard balance. And this is the one that, as we talked about several months ago, that I had to go through so many rewrites for. Procedurally for the police, the consistencies I had to do, keeping in character. And it's hard when you're writing, and I'm writing from first person Abbey's view, to jump into that, the opposite, her antagonist, and to do things from her perspective.
And her perspective is a pretty crazy perspective in so many aspects. Wow. It's just a very interesting intertwining this whole thing together, Mitchell, in so many ways. All right. So where can people come and see you?
They can get on our website, mitchellskarnesauthor.com. They can ask for me to come to a book club if it's near me and I can travel that far. Otherwise, they can do it virtually. They can come to the book signings. I have the first Saturday in February 7th at 6:00 at Landmark Booksellers in Franklin, Tennessee. Then I'll be in East Tennessee at a Barnes & Noble in Johnson City on the 21st, and that's from, I think, 2 to 5. Then I will be in Illinois in the first part of March.
You're hitting every one of the places you hit before. Second time.
Yes. Yes, and these are the places that I either have family or that I've been, so I'm building from there with people that know me, my classmates, my friends, family, church mates.
And what do you think now of the people? This is the third go, right? So in the tours, do you feel that you're getting more people to show up each time?
Yeah, and the thing that I liked at Landmark last time is that they wanted me to set up just like at a booth and a table, and I decided not to do that. I said I would just like to meet people as they come in and just create conversations and have my little banners up, the ones behind me. And so I did that, and we just created conversations, and I sold several books to people that just walked in that didn't know me from Adam.
That's fantastic. That's fabulous in so many ways, Mitchell, because you're learning and the new people come and you're doing what is right. You're doing exactly what an author should do to grow that fan base and to get people really excited about the next book. And again,
that's why we write them, right?
Yeah. And Cleansing, January 22nd release, yes. Correct? It'll be able to all find our bookstores and check it out on Amazon. And the autographed copies will be available to pre-order on the 22nd. And we really appreciate it, Mitchell, thanks again for stopping by, and we'll talk soon. Go to mitchellskarnesauthor.com. And you're listening to the special simulcast, Neil Haley Show, and the Mitchell S. Karnes podcast, guys. Take care.